Hi Aries, welcome to your reading. I have already pulled some cards for you and they were very interesting. These cards really spoke to me today. You did get the horse together with the snake. And I do feel that this is either two different people or maybe more so it's like two different groups of people. It almost feels like these are collective energies that are about to play themselves out right now. And they are somehow linked to Aries, to your sign. And if you look at these two cards, you see that they are both represented by the element of earth. And I almost did get the feeling that this is kind of speaking about like the new earth and the old earth. And so in this case, I really feel like the horse is representing the old earth. It comes through as like light earth in this case, while the snake is dark earth, which is kind of interesting. It's like, and the way it explains itself is kind of like when something is light, when something appears to be light to our mind, it's like it's something that we already know. It's something that we have already, been dealing with for quite some time. Our minds know it. It's not unknown. It doesn't hold as much unknown potential as if it would appear to be dark or veiled in some way. And it is this kind of like lightness that allows us to speed up and to be more in a sense more free, but also in a sense less masterful. If we know something very well, we don't have to be so like on our toes. We don't have to be so present. We don't have to be so cautious. We can just be a bit more like carefree and just like do, just go crazy is what I'm feeling. And so that's really the energy that I'm getting from the horse. It's a little bit of a loose energy. It's a little bit of a lackadaisy, or it doesn't really care. It's like, I don't give a fuck. That's the vibe I'm getting from the horse. But it's not really in a positive way. It's almost like it almost comes across as this type of energy is an energy that it doesn't really care about anything around itself. It just wants to kind of like express and be fast and furious. That's what I'm getting actually from this horse. So like I said, maybe this is a person, or maybe it's even like a group of people. But then with the snake energy is so different. It's like dark earth. And so this energy is very slow, is very sensual. It kind of like feels its way and senses its way forward. And it's very cautious, very deliberate, very kind of like masterful with its forward movement. It's not like this crazy, wild, speed-hungry energy that the horse comes across as now. It's very comfortable with going slow, because it feels like this is a type of energy that really wants to protect life. It really wants to protect the seeds that still have potential. That's what I'm feeling, and particularly with this snake kind of like wrapping around this this seed of life symbol, or this fruit of life symbol here. Is like the snake really wants to protect life. That's what I'm feeling, and it's willing to go slow to do it. It's willing to like let go of things, shed its ham to do it. It's willing to humble itself to do it. It's like very devoted to life is what it feels like. So I don't know, two very different energies here coming through. Let's pull some cards as well to see what more we can get. For Aries here. I'm hearing things are about to get hot. So I'm almost feeling like the pressure might be turning on. Like, and I do feel like this may be related actually to Jupiter. It's like Jupiter has been moving retrograde. It was first in your sign and then it went back to Pisces. And that really felt like some kind of undoing of something. I don't know. It felt like some kind of death process happening with that transit. But now anyway, Jupiter is back in your sign. And so I feel like there is some kind of new program or some kind of new timeline that has come into Earth and is kind of available to individuals, is actually what I want to say. And with that, there is gonna be this feeling of increased pressure. I feel like people are gonna be pressured into making a choice. And it may be even a choice in regards to these two timelines. You know, what type of energy are you gonna choose to invest into? Like, is it very important for you to just be able to speed up and go fast and be this kind of like carefree, I don't give a shit, I don't give a fuck, I just want what I want type of energy? Or are you much more willing to take it slow and to kind of shed more of this ego and willing to really protect your life, protect life on Earth? That's honestly what I'm feeling, that people are gonna be kind of consciously or for many people unconsciously forced to make a choice about. Like, what type of human are you? There's something about that. So that's kind of severe, honestly. It's kind of an intense reading for you. Let's see if we can get some cards. Okay, yeah. Wow. Underneath the deck was the Five of Swords. So again, coming through with that feeling of like people being separated, people having to choose two different timelines. It's like two different earths are being created. It's honestly what it feels like. So let's see, another card came out. Wow, yes. The Father of Swords. So for those of you that are aware of this, for those of you that can feel these two timelines within yourself, like you can feel this side of you that is maybe more like this horse. It's like a horsepower. It's like the wild, wild west. Pow, pow, pow. That's what I'm feeling. Maybe you feel this type of energy, but then you also feel this much more calm and sensual. And, you know, I want to say that this feels almost more like a feminine energy. It's like much slower, much deeper. So maybe you feel both of these energies within yourself, and you're becoming more and more aware of how these energies are actually representing two different timelines, like two different ways of living here on Earth. There is something about that. And I do feel like if you do have this understanding, you have a lot of power right now. You're actually building some type of sword. I feel like you're building some type of power of the kings. And this feels very important right now, that we are moving into a new era where we are gonna, it's like we're gonna transform both the feminine and the masculine archetype. And with that, it's almost as if we're gonna be building kings. Like, people are gonna start to have a king energy within their energy. This is not that common today. Again, it's like many people are these knights, you know, they see themselves as, oh, I'm the light, you know, I'm coming here to Earth to give you some kind of divine inspiration. And they're going on these crusades around trying to like convince people that, oh, I'm the light, you know. So the night energy is an energy of fire, but I just feel like the link here with the horse. But I do feel like this new type of masculine energy, it's very different. It's not about spreading your knowledge kind of like a virus, or trying to get followers, or trying to convince people about like your own mind. I feel like it's much, again, it really just comes back to the protection of life, like the protection of diversity, um, protection of peace also. Wow, that is a beautiful energy for you, Aries. Very interesting. But I do also feel that you might be feeling kind of drained, honestly, by this, because this feels like a huge purpose. Like when I'm feeling these cards, I'm feeling just, there is so much to integrate. There's so much to integrate with this timeline. Like I said, it will appear to be dark, like unknown. And so it's like, in order to kind of pull in these timelines, we have to invest a lot of energy into it. It's gonna take time. And so that feeling, it can feel kind of heavy. It can feel kind of like, oh, there is a lot, you know, like you feel tired when you're confronted with this timeline, and you feel like, oh, I need to rest, I need to rest, I need to sleep. So if that's the case, know that that is just like the feeling of a lot of potential, really. Like over the years, I've finally understood this, that when we're doing energetic work and when we're calling in new timelines, a lot of the times it's gonna feel very heavy at first, because it's like our body is sensing that with this new timeline, I have to go through so many changes. You know, I have to shed over and over and over. And so it's gonna require a lot of energy. And so it gives us that feeling of like, are you ready for this? Like, do you have the time to actually rest as much as I would need you to rest, so that you can go through these changes and start to call in this new earth. So there's also something about like that. Like some people, they won't have the stamina to do that. They don't have the time, the space to do that. It's like they're too caught up in speed. You know, it's like they are too caught up in spending all their energy externally. Like in spending all their energy on the light. They don't really have the will, I feel, to create this type of sanctuary for themselves, so that they can spend a lot of time resting and integrating these timelines of the new earth, is what I'm feeling. So that's for some of you. Like just, and that's also why I feel like, actually, with the horse, when I look at the horse, it feels like it's going into a period where it's gonna be kind of like a wild west energy. I'm feeling furious, like a lot of speed, a lot of horsepower. Maybe people that have a lot of horse energy within them are also going to be very angry, like furious. I feel like there might be even a little bit of a destructive energy coming from the horse, because it's like they want to break down the things around them that are kind of keeping them, in a way, from having a lot of free time and a lot of free space. It's something about that. It's like, but they're not really conscious of it, you know, so it becomes more of like a blunt force, rather than, you know, this Father of Swords, which is very kind of elegant and deliberate with the way that he would break things down. You know, it wouldn't be like, light it all on fire. But I feel like with the horse, that might almost be that type of energy, just like a more brute force. And so I do feel like that might be coming from the people that have a lot of horse energy within them. You might also feel this anger, you know, and I feel like it's coming from this timeline of the old earth, actually. But I feel after that period of externalizing anger, it almost feels like the ground disappearing beneath the feet of the horse. It's almost like the horse will end up destroying the system that it's dependent on to live. It's something like that, because again, the horse isn't that conscious of the way that it uses its energy. It's driven, you know. It's like it's almost like I'm seeing these like dark astral energies just like whipping all of these horses, and the horses just start to run, but they don't realize, you know, they don't realize why they started to run in the first place. It wasn't actually a conscious choice. It's just like they were driven to it by their own shadow. That's what I'm feeling. So maybe just be aware of that timeline, because I do think like it's something that we will all be tested with. Like it's something that is likely to come up within all of us, is what I feel, actually. It's like to give us choice, right? So we will feel that old earth timeline, and we have to kind of like actively choose not to let ourselves be driven by it if that is not what we want. If we actually want to move into this more unknown timeline. So wow, very interesting here. Let's see if there's anything else for Aries. I'm hearing it's time to rest as well. And there's not a lot of cards coming out. So I do feel like for some of you, things may also start to become more slow. Things may start to slow down. And if that happens, I do feel like maybe you will feel a little bit of fear around that. But I also do think like it's definitely, if that happens, it's showing you that you are already so connected to this timeline of the new earth that you've already kind of linked yourself up to that. It's like you have so much potential, is what I'm hearing. And so it's like you're automatically being pulled into this experience for some of you. So it's actually really beautiful, even though your mind might be stressing out about it, you know. Because I do feel like, yeah, underneath the deck was also actually now that the Five of Pentacles. If this happens, you might also want to be more like prudent with your money for a while, because you might go through a period of time, like I said, where things get quiet. And if you have been in this horse energy, you know, this is a much more extroverted energy. Like it's an energy that's seen. It's like lit up on the outside. It's like a beautiful energy that people have learned to depend on, is also what I feel. And so maybe you've been in a period of time where you've been helping a lot of people, but now it's almost like maybe you're feeling like starting to feel annoyed by that, or maybe you're starting to feel like there is too much pressure connected to that, and so it actually makes you angry now for some reason. If that's the case, then I do feel like this is a very important sign that you need more space for yourself, because actually your soul is calling you. Maybe, like, of course it's up to you to decide, but I do feel that feeling here, that for some of you, your souls might be calling you into a more unique experience where you're integrating timelines that are gonna be more unique for you as well. Like it's yeah, you may be going through changes here. There was also another card popping out, Five of Wands, actually in reverse. So you do have a lot of fives here. a lot of energy of change and shifting and moving into new experience. A lot of energy of listening more deeply, you know, listening to your higher self rather than, yeah, the same old. I feel like with the horse, like the same old, spinning in the same circles, like running in the same tracks. Something about tuning your mind away from that and, yeah, towards a deeper guidance within you, something deeper. This may be experienced as a little bit of a testing time, but I feel like it's such a destined time for you, and it's taking you into a much better experience is what I do feel, even though I think like externally it might be experienced difficult, a little bit difficult. But it's such a beautiful energy coming in as well. So I don't know, trust that. If you feel that, I would definitely say to trust that. So let's see, is there anything else for Aries here? I'm hearing, I don't know where to go. Interesting. Okay, cards coming out here. Underneath the deck was the Four of Wands. And on the floor, wow, 10 of Wands in reverse. So that's gonna change. If you feel like I don't know where to go, I feel like the more time you spend in silence and in contemplation, kind of maybe even in darkness, like sitting with your eyes closed, meditating, or I'm also seeing someone dancing alone by themselves in like a dimly lit room, like connecting deeper to your body. I feel that the more you do that, the more this kind of feeling of chaos, like of I don't know where to go, this feeling of internal untidiness, I feel like that's gonna start to disappear. And what you're gonna see is just more and more of this internal guidance coming through for you. I feel like you're about to create a bridge to your higher self. New timelines coming in for you. It's almost like you have been in a period where you've been connected to, it's almost like you've been connected to the old gods, you know, the horse gods or something, I don't know, you know, the ones that are, again, fast and furious, the ones that have a lot of horsepower, the ones that can speed up and be free and like be the symbol of freedom. But now it's almost like you're going into a different period of your life path, and it's like you're linking yourself up to your higher self, like not these old gods. So maybe there's something linked with that old masculine archetype as well, that you know, the knight archetype, that is all about like spreading across the globe, and it's all about being extroverted, and it's all about being a light, being something that everyone looks at. I feel like that those are energies of the old gods. Like those are energies that are, it's like they're wanting to be shed. And what's coming in is something that we haven't seen before, is what it feels like. Something more unique. Behind the Four of Wands was also the Empress. And you see, she's in darkness here. Like, she's in contemplation mode. And so there's definitely something interesting happening for you, Aries. Maybe you're awakening some new kind of feminine force within you or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting if you want to share what you're going through. Such a secretive energy coming through for you here. So I'm going to end this reading here. I hope that you enjoyed it. Take care and goodbye for now.